Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to Patreon D&D, where platinum level patrons and I get together to play Dungeons & Dragons via Discord and Roll20. These patron games are not live-streamed, but are recorded for your viewing pleasure. You can join our official Discord server in the description below if you'd like to support the channel and possibly join these patron games. Check out patreon.com/RogueWatson. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod, and our amazing original character art was done by Demnix. Everybody wave to Demnix. Welcome to session number 10 of our Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen campaign, published by Wizards of the Coast. For this session, I'm joined by patrons CT playing Pi, the Gnome Ranger Hunter.
Hello.
Jared playing Elyas, the Human Divination Wizard.
Greetings.
John playing Rickard, the Human Fighter/Abjuration Wizard.
Hello.
Morgan playing Kazra, the Human Champion Fighter.
Hello.
And introducing Nick, aka Demnix, playing Darryl, the Human Barbarian Berserker, I think?
G'day, and yes.
Alright, excellent. I made sure to look that up before and write it down. Previously on Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. In the second room of the catacombs beneath Castle Kalaman, the party hurried after the Death Knight, finding destroyed tunnels and life-draining ghosts. The visions of flame continued to tell the fallen knight's story of love, betrayal, and murder, while also revealing the memories of our heroes. In another area, they discover a treasure trove of magical items, including weapons, armor, and a magical necklace that Seer is drawn to as if her presence awakened its dormant divine powers. Beyond a hallway of spectral warhorses, the party finally catches up to the ghostly elven woman from Vogler. They recognize her from the visions, Lidara, who was cursed along with Lord Soth, doomed to torment him for an eternity. Lord Soth has reached the final tomb to claim the cataclysmic fire for himself or whoever he's working for. Lidara explains that the tomb is the final resting place of another ancient knight, Sarlamir, who failed to stop the great dragon rampage when the king priests of old commanded a flying city. In the final chamber, the party witnessed Soth claim the fires and unleash his dreadful powers, but Lidara is able to protect them. Lord Soth summons Knight Sarlamir as a Death Knight aspirant, commanding him to destroy the party while he takes the flames north. He tells Sarlamir to follow afterward to the place of his dishonor. As Soth and his troops leave, Lidara follows, leaving the party to deal with Sarlamir. The Death Knight is terribly powerful, cutting down a weakened Kazra with his glowing sword. Seer revives her, only for the Death Knight to unleash a wave of destruction, downing Seer, Pi, and Elyas. Thankfully, the Knight isn't immortal, and Rowan and Kazra put him down for good. Unfortunately, also learn that Kazra's newfound axe is cursed, and her eyes... I actually kind of presumed a little too much right there, didn't I? Her eyes glow red as she turns to Rowan. The ranger bravely stays his ground, then knocks the weakened warrior out cold while the rest of the party revives. As the glowing light leaves his body, Sarlamir utters his final words, Northern Wastes and City of Lost Names. Copy and paste those pertinent information, even though this information is also available in your session recaps section. Barely clinging to life, you all head back into the castle and gather the few remaining guards and soldiers to do a sweep. With no more sign of the undead troops, you all practically pass out from exhaustion. Did we want Darryl to... I probably don't want Darryl to be in the castle during all this, but maybe he is returning with the army. So as the next day, a rider approaches, explaining that the Kalaman army is nearing the city, or what's left of the army. And later that evening, you see a hollow-looking Darryl returns with Marshal Vendry and a diminished army. And both sides of you all want desperately to talk to the other side. You've got a lot of information to tell each other. As I put you back on the city map here. And Vendry explains that even the split dragon army was a force to be reckoned with, and the Draconian's power and ferocity outmatched her soldiers and militia, forcing them to retreat when the army received various reinforcements. Apparently, Lord Baccharis is distraught because his son, who was commanding his own unit, was one of the many they were forced to leave behind and is presumed dead. Then you all get to turn around and explain what the hell happened here. With the so-called Knights of Solamnia, that ghostly Caradoc, figure, Lord Soth, and the cataclysmic fire beneath the castle. Most horrifying, of course, is the murder of the entire city council, including the governor. When Vendry hears this information, as I imagine she arrives at the castle, she just slumps in a nearby chair and just kind of stares at the wall for several moments and says, "We fell right into their trap. Now our leadership is gone, our army whipped, and the Lord of Dargard keep cut, whatever he was after." Darryl says, This isn't over. You mentioned the North and the City of Lost Names. Do we know anything about that, Marshal? And Vendry says, "There's nothing north but the wastes. The northern wastes. It's a wasteland of canyons and flash floods. If Soth is heading there, he's going away from Kalaman and no longer a threat to us." At that point, Darryl looks to you all like he doesn't quite believe that.
I would imagine that Elyas would get with Darryl and put their heads together to see if we have any potential allies in the wastelands, maybe some of the barbarian tribes that are holding out against the dragon armies. We know they're a proud people, and I find it hard to believe that they would bend a knee to that.
He mentions that everybody is trying to gather their forces. The dragon army still seems to be one step ahead in terms of dividing people and cutting off supply lines, and they just appear supernaturally organized, and they've got their own hierarchy of power. However, he does, Darryl does say that they know that the dragon army is split, and he says that maybe the other half went north as well.
I go over to the Bakaris Senior, and I look at him and I said, "Tell me what happened to your son."
He has kind of a 1,000-yard stare, and his usual bluster has like completely left his body, and he's just kind of muttering about monsters and dragons and all of it. He seems basically incoherent.
What, because we all grew up kind of in Vogler together. Was there like a nickname or a name that he was known by other than Lord Bakaris Jr.?
Dickhead.
Dick Jr. Bakaris the Younger, I guess, is what people would refer to him as.
Okay, I'm going to cast Sending. And I am going to say, I'm going to reach over and put my hand on the shoulder of Lord Bakaris and say, "Bakaris the Younger, I am here with your father who wants to know of your safety. Can you give us any information about the dragon armies and their location?" You can reply.
Screw Flanders. Wow. Okay. So sending allows you to send a creature as long as you've met them before.
Right. And we grew up together, so I would imagine. And they just have to be on this plane of existence.
Okay. And
I wink at
understand the meaning of their message. You know, it's the fails. Okay. You do feel the spell succeed, but you do not get a reply. So the spell seems to have gone through and found its target. But you get no reply.
So that means either he is dead or he is unconscious.
If he's dead, I would probably say it failed.
Okay. So we know he's unconscious. If the delivery fails, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive. So
If they're on a different
That's if
plane
it's
than
on
you.
a different plane.
Yeah.
okay, on a different plane.
He's probably flying American Airlines. You're on.
So he's either unconscious or he's choosing not to answer, or maybe he feels like he can't answer.
That's probably any of those options are
Mhm.
is what you're thinking. Yeah, because you know it hit its target, so you can
Okay.
basically confirm that he's at least not dead.
I will let his father know that he is not dead, but yet, for whatever reason, be unconscious, gagged, or because he has to physically respond vocally
Yeah.
to the message, that he's not responding for one reason or another, but he's still alive. Does this get any response from Lord Baccharis?
It takes him a moment of blinking, and then he kind of looks at you and says, "Yes, of course, still alive, strong, strong. Always been a strong man, strong young man. Shouldn't have left him. We shouldn't have left him. He had perfect." He seems to kind of jumpstart his whole thing again, but he does appear more full of life.
I reassure him that if at all possible, we will try to rescue him from this blight.
I'm really not used to having like genuinely kind and caring player characters. You're throwing me for a fucking loop here. So I will give you inspiration.
Okay.
I'm legit shooketh.
Eric's used to. I sent him a message. I tell him to suck a lemon.
Right. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He was a dick.
All right. So as a human, I get one after a long rest. So CT, do you need inspiration?
As the only non-human.
Always.
Yeah. Oh boy, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Bunch of inspiration horrors you got.
So, well, we get it after a long rest if we're human.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point. Yep.
So I think we all used it the last session.
Darryl will bring in another human, which Demnix, if you will, describe what Darryl looks like and what his attitude is, and if you want to give us also his 5 descriptive words would probably be helpful as well as he introduces you to the group.
Yeah, righto. So you see with Darryl, you see a Voglin soldier, familiar to you. Dark blue undercoat, wearing the Vogler sort of styled, what do you call it, the overcoat, fish belt buckle, helmet on, carrying a pole arm. But he looks like just absolutely a little bit shattered from the battle ahead, bloodied, dirty. But his eyes light up as he sees who Darryt's come to talk to. Having been saved by Elyas in the battle of Vogler,
I love
having lost his son Darryl Jr., the other guard that was killed. But he's been healing this time since that battle, and only has just become battle ready to go on this incursion up north. But yeah, he feels this elation as he sees you. And
I run up and give him a big hug. Yeah.
Oh,
I know. We go right into the man hug, dude.
I'm very glad to see you, Elyas.
My friend.
Push-ups.
No push-ups, pull-ups.
But yeah, the words I chose were stern, honest. Oh, sorry, they are my 5 words. So stern, honest, grizzled, uncouth, and true blue, which is a very Aussie thing to say, which basically means they're genuine.
Okay.
If you have a picture like those people that you look at them and they look like they've just had a hard life, but they're a good person, that's sort of what I'm getting at.
Yeah, so a lot of you would recognize, actually I think all of you in this party would recognize Darryl, and Darryl kind of nods and says, Darryl has been one of my most helpful and reliable soldiers. Saved many lives on the battlefield. But I can't help but feel like he would be even more useful for joining this special forces or whatever we're calling it that you all serve, especially given what just happened in the castle. Clearly we're up against some nefarious forces.
Darryl, you speak too highly of me. I'm just a soldier. I'm not worthy to go with these blessed people.
Shut up, Ultra Magnus.
Nope.
Such a soldier. No. We're all just soldiers until we step up when we're needed. And I think you can do more for everyone by helping this group. And
It would be my honor.
I don't want to leave Kalaman defenseless ever again. But, and he turns to Marshal Vendry. Marshal, would you allow me to take some troops and our special forces here into the northern wastes? I fear that whatever this Lord Soth is up to, he must be in league with the dragon army, and that threatens all of Ansalon. And if anyone can find it and stop him, it's these folks. He gestures to all of you.
Kazra looks and goes, do you mean we get to go with you, Darryl? Because that would be really great.
I think we are stronger together. And with us losing so much of the army, I don't think we can afford to send out any more counteroffensives. And Marshall's just kind of nodding as she finally like stands up and starts kind of pacing with her hands clasped and seems to gain some of her life back after hearing the news and ordering various soldiers around to start like, working on clearing out the castle and all that.
Elyas steps over towards Kazra and goes, picks her chin up and closes her mouth.
Drooling a little bit. Darryl looks good in that armor too. I don't, because he's wearing that full plate armor that you gave him. I don't know if I ever
All
actually.
shiny.
Yeah, did I ever share this other? Because we've got this picture, and then we've got his. Look at this fucking glow up.
There he is.
He went from shaggy to I don't know.
Yeah, he's getting it. He's got that full awesome armor. Yeah, that's how he looks when he like comes off the battlefield.
Jackie to Sturm, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he appears like he's kind of grown alongside you all. And he appears much more confident and, pretty much a leader of the army, basically. And Vendry says, perhaps it's not a bad idea to send you all out of the city for the time being. The people are going to look for someone to blame for these murders, and Undead Knights isn't exactly an easy sell. I, of course, don't blame all of you. I know you all did the best you can. Very well, Darryl. I'm putting you in charge of this expedition. Take a couple dozen troops, no more, and a few ships. They can ferry you across the bay to the east. We'll do it under cover of night to avoid any noticeable suspicions or scouts from the Dragon Army. You'll have to land along the eastern edge. I want to traverse the turbidous ocean. It would be suicide. None of us are... Well, this isn't a sailing expedition. I presume that these special forces can act as the scouts and vanguard. Our mission will be to uncover this grand plot that Lord Soth has been after. and perhaps half the dragon army has gone as well. Thwart it, and then return to this city. Suggest we take the day to recuperate and organize our forces. We'll leave tomorrow night. Darryl nods at that, and she will give you all 50 gold pieces for advance pay / hazard pay. Clearly they have less people on the payroll now, but that they have to worry about. Yeah. So you guys can take 50 gold pieces, and for anybody that's not here who's watching this, you can notify people on the Discord. That's for everybody gets the 50 gold pieces. And you all are free to montage in the city to pick up whatever supplies that you want. I know some people, I think Dory mentioned that Elwyn would, of course, want to check in on her family. So that kind of stuff can happen. We do have 2 of our wizards here. And it just so happens, actually perfect, that you all get a message from Wyhan, who was the black-robed apothecary with whom you all kind of did a little job interview with, I guess, to try and advance your applications through the Mages of High Sorcery. So you all given a scroll that basically says to go meet her, which you all can go as a group, or you all can split up and have your little shopping montages or whatever you like. But specifically, the scroll is addressed to Rickard and Elyas. And when you show up, again, same apothecary deal where she kind of gestures. Actually, she doesn't even gesture into the back room. She just kind of stares at you all and nods and says, Or I can, let's see, put her back on the map too. Revisiting old NPCs. There she is. Do we have a picture for her? Yes, we do. It's got like a bird cloak. She says, in a rather dour expression, which at this point you think is the only expression she has, she says, My contacts at the Tower of High Sorcery in Wayrith have denied your request to travel there and participate in the test of High Sorcery. The threat of the dragon army is too great, and the orders don't want to be perceived as taking any sides in the conflict. However, the head of the conclave, Arsalian, has granted you a special exception, and she offers each of you a small wooden brooch studded with black, red, and white stones, which both of you would recognize as symbols of the Mages of High Sorcery. He has allowed you to practice magic as provisional members of the Mages of High Sorcery. The time of your test will be decided after this dragon army threat has passed. Till then, this token represents the Conclave's blessing. So, congratulations and all that. Now, are you going to buy something or not?
Yes, I need. Let me see. I'm gonna spend like 10 gold to get some additional spell components that I need for some new spells that I picked up. So that's going to be 10 gold. So I'll do that now.
Yeah, you guys know Kalaman, obviously big city. You can pretty much purchase anything in the player's handbook at cost. And you were being told that you were about to venture off into a dangerous region. So if you wanted to purchase anything, the DM is strongly hinting that now is the time.
Would that include like climbing kits and things like that? What do we know about the terrain there? Would we want climbing kits?
You can ask around if any of you want to actually spend your day researching about the region. Then you could give me a history check. But what you can find out from just the locals and stuff is that nobody actually ever goes up there. It is literally a wasteland. It's a particularly deadly region because it's kind of canyony. Like just giant, I guess, badlands. Very little vegetation. And it is unique in that the nearby ocean is so... Everybody's doing research. Is so turbulent, and the canyons nearby, that the region periodically floods with seawater. Like the entire, like most of the region will completely flood with different pockets and rivers of ocean water, and then just flood right back out. So it's not only dangerous from being inhospitable and possibly filled with monsters, but literally the water itself threatens to overcome.
You showed that on the
anything.
big map for us?
Yes, you can see that on the big map. You're probably wondering, why on earth have we had this? Have we only been using the bottom third of this regional map? Well, it's because we're about to get into the rest of it, aren't we? The history check will reveal that the area is supposedly littered with grand ruins, all of which predate the cataclysm. Imagine that might be one reason why the area is totally fucked when it comes to the geography and temperatures.
And that's deep draught?
Yeah, I did put some of the river names on there, I guess.
Focus on fire.
What they're gonna... Oh, no. Vendry and Darrett's plan, because the ocean is equally just horrifically violent, they want to land the ships at this location of Wrecker's Edge. Just a name, by the way. It's
like Monster Island.
Yeah,
actually
it's just a peninsula. Yeah. Yep, that's actually ironically the safest place to embark, because basically once you start getting more north, it gets real crazy. And like I said, this is going to be ships full of soldiers and not full of sailors. So the sooner they can land, the better. But they definitely want to get out of the bay, away from Vogler area, because they know all of this kind of region has been crawling with the Dragon Army soldiers. Okay, anything else that we want to do? So yeah, Pi, what you were saying is in terms of climbing kits and stuff, you imagine that could be useful in a place littered with canyons. Certainly would be a whole lot of elevation changes.
I assume that it's going to take us multiple days to get there.
Yes, even via ship, it'll take a couple days to reach Wrecker's Edge.
So a long rest is in order then?
Yeah, you all got a long rest as part of your leveling up, and basically before the army even got here. But yeah, since you did spend a third level spell slot, I guess that is relevant to know that you'll be getting another. Plus, she even says, Vendry said, like, take the rest of the day, we'll do this basically tomorrow night. So you guys get a full, extra day.
I want to go by Elo's parents and see if they can stitch me together like a makeshift, because my poor robe's catching hell from acid.
Maybe get a few backup,
and...
some backup clothes might be a good idea.
That whole wardrobe is the same thing.
Yeah, and yeah. I had an updated portrait that shows some of the characteristic changes for Elyas. It shows up in his portrait, from facial expressions and even some subtle changes of color on his robe. I posted that in the straight to you, Eric, and also in the the chat. Which one is that?
Elyas has been
D&D
using
game.
a lot of destructive magic throughout a lot of these battles, and has certainly been put through an emotional roller coaster.
Before we go on, Kazra, before she goes shopping, she's going to check in with the gnome woman that.
I'm so glad you reminded me about that. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kazra wanted to check on the armor for Horsey.
Yes. You can, yes, and she'll be completely excited to want to give this armor, and not only that, but if you get her talking, she's like, I'm coming on this expedition. I want to, like, this is like, she's super excited about finding like seeing new places and ancient magics and more chances for inventions to be used. She repairs your Fargab. And she even suggests that obviously you, the party, have one half, and then either she or Darryl or somebody else within the army can have the other half. Because as Darryl and Vendry were kind of alluding to, like, you guys would be kind of scouting ahead, not necessarily traveling with the army, and you would know that an army wouldn't be able to cover much ground anyway. So you all can get ahead and kind of search areas, and then the army encampment can act as basically your kind of mobile base of operations. But yes, not only does Rukeldust, the gnome inventor, Tatina, I think, Rukeldust, the one you had rescued from the Dragon Army, join you, but also Cudgel and Jay. We're bringing out all the fucking NPCs. Cudgel and JM are also interested in joining you all. And at this point, Darrett's like, all right, I seriously did not want to leave Kalaman defenseless, though. Like, we're getting everybody out of the city, but at least Vendry's there, and the bulk of the army is still there, and she's like, I'm not pulling out any, like, we're just sending out scouts to do, like, some, just kind of around the city, but we're basically going to be turtling up in the city and not really worried about exploring around too much. But yeah, you guys attract, with this little excursion, you attract all of your friends. And I guess at some point, I don't know if we had a proper funeral for Raven, if we even had a chance to do that yet, but I imagine you would probably get a chance to do that now before you leave. And especially might be a nice scene now that you've gotten a lot of the Vogler folks back together, including, I mean, Darryl would know Raven, like all these folks would be able to kind of pay their respects to the one NPC that hasn't made it. So you all can enjoy and maybe you even want to do the kind of funeral pyre style one that you all witnessed with Ispen Greenshields during our very first or second session, I guess. And kind of put her out to sea on the boat, because you imagine she would probably prefer it that way. So you all can have some.
And
Good.
During all of that, instead of a 21 gun salute, Elyas reaches down and he actually casts a lightning bolt, and the plasma stretching out, arcing out over the water, and plasma kind of spills out over into the boat and sets the boat on fire and gives her a proper burial, and as the boat floats down the river to the sea.
Nice. Yeah, people give you a wide berth. Elias really throwing around these destructive spells pretty willy-nilly now.
Oh, did you say Rukeldust did make the armor for Horsey? What
Yes.
kind of armor is it?
It is, I don't know if it has stats on it, but it raises the horse's armor to an 18 AC.
Jeez, that's like,
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's like plate, isn't
That
it?
would be that would be plate, wouldn't it?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
don't
it
know
is.
if that's a specific.
+8, yeah, unless it doesn't stack with the horse's natural armor, does it?
You could make those.
I
I said it
like
just
the
changes
constant thing.
it's not a plate. It just changes the horse's AC to 18 is how that plate's going to work. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then Kazra is gonna put that on
You said
Horsey and get
Horsera.
some extra.
Horsera. We're getting into a real like He-Man or She-Ra, like pointing the sword at the mount, and like the mount transforms and gets cooler. Cringer and what's a fucking She-Ra's horse? Swiftwind. I knew that.
But Kazra's gonna buy some
Battlecat.
polish for the armor so she
Battlecat.
can get it all nice and shiny.
Battle Cat? Nice. Yeah, the armor's looking real nice. Don't remember if it's literally in the rules or not, but I just remember that was something that the Knight's horses had.
So it's
Barding.
so after armor and equip, or it's like in the mount section, there's barding.
Yes. Armor design.
So
Any type of armor on the armor table in this chapter can be purchased as barding. So yeah, they literally can have plate armor.
It's like $6,000 armor right there. You're gonna get robbed.
Nah, she will. She'll just give it to you. This Rukeldust likes you and likes Horsey.
Oh, and Kazra is absolutely thrilled that Rukeldust is coming along. She thinks that she's just a fascinating woman that has a whole bunch of great words.
Yeah, she does not stop talking anytime that she sees another sentient person. Just absolute constant. Yep. And then to remind you all about the Fargab thing. Where did I put that? This item comes in pairs. Essentially looks like a giant kind of backpack radio transmitter thing. And allows you to transmit up to 25 words, kind of like the message spell, within 18 miles of the recipient. I don't think there's any limitations on like how many times you can use it or anything though. So as long as you stay within that distance, you can communicate with each other. Which is 3 hexes away. All right. Anything else before we leave the city? All right. So you all have a shopping spree. You've got your message from YN. We do a nice funeral for Raven, and you all get to reunite with a lot of NPCs. And that night, the ships load dozens, which is the next night, loads dozens of soldiers at a kind of private section of a dock that's generally reserved for army or government use. Despite the hour, many citizens have turned out to see their loved ones off, and then you all clamber on and the city fades from view. The ship cuts through the dark waters of Kalaman Bay and creates a wide berth east before heading north. And then at daybreak, the ships basically make it about halfway out of the bay. And Darryl says it'll take about another 2 days to reach their intended destination, which is around Wrecker's Edge. So how do you all fare on the water? Some of you may be on the ocean a lot. Others, this may be your first big time to really be out, especially leaving the Bay Area.
Make it
Constitution check. You're holding it together pretty well.
Keep it down.
Yeah, you're keeping it down.
Darryl's sneaking in any chance you get to a bit of spot of fishing off the side, if there's any chance of that. If it's slow enough and not rough enough, and encourages, the famous Pie to join him.
Oh, damn.
Definitely joined you.
I haven't had a chance to do this since, back before it went crazy.
Better times.
Yeah, I probably
I would
get
imagine
this.
Kazra and I are like sparring at the front of the boat.
Oh yeah, 100%. Probably invite Rowan to spar with us a little bit too.
Does anybody? So what's the axe situation, Kazra? Does any?
Stubs a toe, murders the entire ship.
This is your fault. Because we were chatting before the recording, and I think we had surmised that Rowan might be the only witness to your cursed acts and kind of berserker state. We're not sure maybe how much he would have said or what he would be able to infer from what happened, because it was a, insane moment. Like, tensions were high. Like, you could kind of almost explain it in multiple ways. It might have even been something that the villain was doing or, had done to you or something. So it's I don't want to put words in the character's mouth, but we're not quite sure about what. Go ahead.
Actually, Mike wrote a bit about what kind of happened. We kind of went tag team on like a conversation they had, and basically Rowan just kind of informed Kazra that like he thought that it was some kind of near death experience. So she's kind of going with that, and that every time she gets knocked out, it's going to have the same effect. That she's going to so she thinks getting knocked out and then coming back up is what causes it.
Okay. Causes what? Causes you
causes her to kind of all of a sudden everyone turns into like her brother's face on everyone, kind of like that scene in The Water Boy.
Mm-hmm. Do the rest of the party know? Is this kind of wide information, or and that's just how you're flavoring it? Is like, hey, I need to not be knocked unconscious or I go crazy, or what's this? How do you explain it?
She's pretty open with everyone, especially after Rowan tells her that. She just kind of says, yeah, it was the weirdest thing. Like, after the guy knocked me out, I kind of I kind of died there a little bit. And after I died a little bit, I started seeing my brother everywhere. And he was like, there, and he was like being all mean and stuff like he always was. So, it just made me so mad. And then this axe is so great. And it just like helped me hit him really hard. It felt good. So don't let me get knocked out or else I'll get mad. Or do let me get knocked out and I'll get mad. I don't know which one to do.
Yeah, and Darryl especially asks a lot of questions about what happened in that castle, basically. Because for most of you, if not all of you, and certainly for Darryl and stuff, you have very limited, if not any, experience with undead. That's a very rare... they exist in this world, but it's much more rare and freaky. And especially to have what you thought would be Knights of Solamnia, and then to have them to do such a gruesome and terrible thing to civilians, like all of that has rattled Darryl, and he's wasn't even there, so he's just asking a lot of concerned questions about all that, I guess.
Elyas ponders whether or not what happened to the knights that were buried in the tomb is similar to what happened to the dragon eggs and the Draconis from the vision that we had earlier in, what was that, session 2 or 3?
Mm-hmm.
He went with his insight check, couldn't quite put it all together, but he thinks there's the same magic or evil that's afoot has something to do with all of that.
Yeah, and none of you have had any experience with this cataclysmic fire stuff either. This flames that apparently were a side effect of the cataclysm itself and have some kind of special force about them that they can reach in and like just tell memories and visions of people. And you're not sure what this stuff that is apparently what Soth was after, and then why he's also apparently needs to go north. So all of these are still lingering questions and concerns. After several days at sea with lands visible to the west, so it's not terribly freaky, you see a peninsula on the horizon to the north. The ships begin to sail just around it, and the waters grow increasingly violent and turbulent as you have entered the the turbidous ocean. And you know it's known for sinking many an inexperienced vessel. Darryl, at this point, after several days, is appearing a bit green and says, I think this is about as far as I feel safe pushing these ships. And then one of the kind of scouts or watches says, sir, I think you better see this. And hands him a spyglass. And he looks through the spyglass and grunts and hands it over to you all as you take turns looking through. And you can see kind of nestled in the cove, which is where the ships wanted to disembark, is a small sailing ship. And there it says, we may have some company, I guess. I wasn't expecting to have to send you all out just yet, but I don't want to approach this with an entire army at our backs. Why don't you all take a rowboat? We'll stay out here. The boats are really like just rocking, and he's kind of clutching the rail a bit. Go, maybe check out the area and signal to us if it's safe to approach. He also nods to the far gab that presumably one of you has at this point.
It's about the size of Pi, so I can't imagine Pi's carrying it, yeah.
They're kind of dragging it.
All the big humans, and then they give the giant backpack to Pi.
The guy's character was carrying it.
Berg.
Yeah,
Berg.
Berg offered to carry for Pi because it was the same, and I was like, "Can you carry me too?" 'Cause-
It's Berg's official job. Carrying the far
I'm
gab
happy to
just
carry it
off
if you
screen.
like. I'll be the bus boy.
There you go. So yeah, some of you might be a little nervous about getting lowered, climbing into the boat and having that boat lower. And again, this is very like rocky and choppy, and even though you're not that far from land, it's not the best situation to be in. You all can take a little rowboat and start heading in towards the cove.
I is swimming because he now has a swim speed.
What? Show off. It just like jumps into the water.
Does he always do that?
Like backstroking.
It comes out with a fish, giant fish in his mouth.
And he's got roving now, so climbing speed, swim speed equal to my speed, plus an extra 10 on top of that. So
Wow.
40 for everything. I can't fly.
Someday.
Still
Someday.
upset- I'm still upset about,
Yeah,
which I don't know.
yet.
Yeah. Just grab a bird, I guess.
Okay. Pi jumps in the water. The rest of you get in the rowboat and have to do it the old-fashioned way. And you can see waves crashing against the jagged rocks along the shore. You can see these red-hued canyons amongst this harsh landscape that looks, despite you not being that far away from, Kalaman and where, Vogel was and all that, the topography of this place looks completely different. It looks like it has been blasted again and again and again, and looks far more inhospitable and dangerous. And you can see mountainous crags in the distance, and even some like strange formations that you're not sure are entirely natural either.
What's Rickard doing?
Sorry, that was an accidental click. I was looking at elementalism because I was going to see, can this help me calm the water? And I clicked it on accident.
It's casually setting the rowboat on fire.
He's working on creating a cloak of billowing, is what he's doing.
But you can spray us with cool mist.
Yeah.
Like it's hot.
Cool mist.
Sending out depth
About how
charges
far
to
from
the
the
swimming
shore are
gnome.
we?
You're getting closer and closer. You probably start like, I don't know, 500 feet or something, and then you start rowing your butts closer and closer. So if you want to do something as you approach, then certainly let me know.
As we get closer, Kazra is going to start tying the grappling hook onto the end of a rope that she has. And once they get closer to shore, close enough to shore, she's going to kind of grapple the shore.
Grapple the shore.
We have a good view of the shore, or is
Yeah,
it
I would say so.
Okay. And it's inhabited. There's nobody there.
As far as you can tell. Sorry, I'm
But it's
fixing up.
midday.
Darryl's
I'm
just
sorry,
rowing. Darryl's just rowing and humming the tune that he's heard Carl sing to inspire the town. Grab your stuff. It's time to go.
Selected token. Alright, there we go. Sorry, I had to update Darryl's token right there. I think we got that. Yeah, sorry. You sorry, what was the horse thing?
Wait, is the horse on the boat?
I don't think we can put Horsey on the rowboat, right?
I don't think so, but maybe when the rest of the army gets onto shore, they can bring her.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely tell them that. But yeah, the rowboat barely fits all of you in one, and it probably helps that Pi swims. Which Pi, you're excited to show off your new swimming skills, but this is a marathon workout right here. You jump in and you're immediately like, oh, I have some regrets, because it is just about the hardest possible swimming conditions you could be in, and you find yourself much nice, just showing off with the dexterities, and yet you power through it, and you do end up showing off a little bit as you cut across the water. But yeah, as you approach, and now you're getting pretty close. If some of you want to give me a history check, as you look at the ship. Goodness gracious. Goodness. You all are well studied. As Darryl just continues. Darryl's still just rowing away. You're doing the work.
Back to the shore.
Yeah.
Rowing.
Like, what's everybody looking at? Most of you.
horses
History check for me too.
I was gonna say horses can swim, right? Or no?
They can.
They can like swim,
Right.
like a Sudo doggy paddle stuff.
I think you had this in another campaign. Oh, I can't remember. No, it might have been my own campaign. We debated about horses swimming, and I'm like, they can swim, man. They can swim good.
Every creature, if you throw it in water, will definitely try to survive to its best of its ability, and that a lot of times equals some form of swimming. But yeah, you imagine would not be great to drop it in a boat in the ocean, probably. Yeah, Kazra, that's a nat 20. Good lord. Okay, you are all, through various means, I don't know how Kazra recognizes this, but you identify this ship as Elven, specifically Sylvanesti, Elven in origin. Maybe you saw it in a picture or something.
we talked with Rowan, and Rowan was giving us some of the historical
there
background.
You go.
In this
Yeah.
area.
Are we close, like just as close to the ship as we are to the shore?
At this point, unless you all want to do anything else, you are rowing up to the shore to basically reach land. But if you want to do something
guys,
else,
do you want to go check out the boat first before we go onto the land?
Is it completely sunk or just?
Oh, no, it's not sunk at all. No, but you do note that it is pulled all the way up to the shore, which you think your boats probably wouldn't do that, as far as you know. But you also see that how like violent the waters are. It might be just difficult.
You mean it's like it's beached?
A little bit, yeah. You're not quite sure when you approach if it's still, but
it
as you get
listing?
closer, you can see that it's not entirely beached, but it has been kind of pulled up, and in fact, the anchor is literally like lodged in the sand.
Yeah, we should check this out. This doesn't seem right. And I'm sure Rowan is probably frantically pointing at it from the main ship.
Yeah, yeah.
If their anchor's up that high, they would have come at high tide.
I was actually going to ask about the tide, whether or not can we determine if it's currently low tide or high tide, or
Difficult to say at this point, just staring at the canyon and stuff, and you're not familiar with this area necessarily. So from the water's viewpoint, it's hard to say what it looks like, but it looks like it is probably low-ish tide right now. Excuse me.
So there's like a higher line of like darker water or like algae.
That's true. Yeah, that stuff you could
going.
look for. Yeah, but you were also told, or through your research, about how the tide is. They literally call it the wash, capital W wash, where this place has insane floods and floods like on a near daily schedule. Like it's not like it's a seasonal thing. Like it is all the time. The water's just coming and rush through everywhere, and then they'll might stay up there or they might rush back. It's just absolute violence when it comes to the tide and the water in this region. But yeah, you are all free to approach the ship itself and check it out. With your rowboat, as you approach, you haven't seen a soul. So there's been no sign of life or people of any kind. And your rowboat is a little bit, lower than the ship. So if you want to get up, you would have to just kind of climb. Or you could go up to where the beach is if you want to do it that way.
And we call out kind of loudly, hearken the name of the boat, and see if anybody responds to us because we don't want to like sneak up on them and
Sure.
them.
Yeah. You definitely can make sounds, and you still don't see anybody anywhere on the ship or anywhere else responding.
That's very odd.
yeah,
Which way am I rowing? To the beach or to the boat?
Yeah, get the rest of the way up on the beach, and then let's
It's just circling.
Let's get
Yeah,
out and
let's-
investigate this.
Get that.
Just one
Pie,
side.
you want to come up from behind Pie, and we'll meet you on the stern or the bow.
Pie is one with the fish now.
Yeah, I'd like to climb up onto it.
Okay. You see Pie just absolute going like just Marines or something, just swimming through the water and just climbing up. And again, this water's like surging against you, and you're just like climbing with a fierce grip. I will ask you to give me a athletics check because climbing the side, fuck off. This is the most insane series of dice checks I've seen in a while. Like everything is just like above a 25. Pod's like, yeah, I can do this. All right, as I said, it's an incredibly easy feat for you to climb the side.
That was a big deal fucking roll right there.
To climb the side of a very wet ship as the ocean spray is just hitting you. The rest of you managed to pull
one.
Yep. The rest of you pull up on the beach and kind of see Pie already just climbing up the side of it, basically.
Kazra was going to throw a grappling hook up and try to get up that way.
Okay, so you're all kind of rushing over to, or you want to pull up basically alongside the boat?
Yeah, kind of pull up alongside and see if I can tie the rowboat onto the ship, if that is possible, to kind of keep it safe.
Okay. Let's see. Do I have?
It says for the grappling hook, I have to do a DC 13 Dexterity Acrobatics check to see if it hooks, though.
Wow, that's
So,
really
let's
handy that the
see.
item itself just gives all the info.
Ooh, and I'm going to use a luck point to re-roll that. There we go.
Okay. Yep, it is pretty challenging, but you managed to get that grappling hook up there. At the time that you do, is about the same time that... I'm trying to find a rowboat token I can use. Oh, that's not quite it. That's, I don't know. Oh, that could work. Okay. Sorry, it's a case where the rowboat was on the map layer and not adjustable for me, but we can put that right here, put that in the back. I know you guys haven't seen anything yet, but give me a second.
The music hasn't started, so that's good.
That's good. Yep. All right. So as I was saying, you get the grappling hook up there. Pi, you've climbed up to the top with your awesome roll. You jump up there, and as your feet touch the ship, the wind suddenly picks up all around you, and you see manifesting a large kind of whirlwind with arms and eyes that appears to be hellbent on your destruction. And you see, the rest of you see this, and the rest of you see another one appear behind him. As I put you all on this map. And I'm going to ask for some initiative, and I'm going to say, Pi, you are officially surprised, so you have disadvantage. Actually, all of you have disadvantage on your initiative for this. Nobody expected this to happen. So I believe that's how the surprise rules work these days.
There's so many air elementals. We're doomed.
We're doomed. All right, that worked. I have to actually specifically hit that part of it. Okay. There we go. So that's working, and we do have battle music. And Rickard, you are the first one to respond to what looks like creatures made of pure air have manifested on this ship.
And then can definitely like see enough up there then.
You can see enough of them, yeah. They're pretty big, and you guys are close enough now. They are higher. It would take like a difficult terrain to be able to climb up here. It's probably about a close to 10-foot difference from where like you all are to Pi. There is a grappling hook in place currently, but these creatures are large enough where you can definitely see them.
Okay. I think, yeah, Rickard's just gonna react by jumping right in. Here.
Which, thanks to the grappling hook, I believe you can climb without any checks, right? Is that what it does? I assume that's what it does. Normally with ropes, that's kind of the point.
On the side specifically.
It says that if you tied a rope to the hook, you can then climb it. Okay. So it doesn't say that you need a check.
That's fine, yeah. The rope, I think, would serve. But if you don't have a climb speed, that would slow you down, Rickard, just so you know. With the climbing up the rope would be difficult terrain there, I think.
So I did Misty Step.
Oh, well, ignore all that then. I did not see... You gotta put that in the chat, my friend.
Why? I clicked cast. Why did it not go through?
The real game is us struggling with the 2024 sheets, me included.
Yeah.
I thought that I'd done that earlier, but I think I actually clicked cancel instead of cast.
I mean, no, it used a spell slot for me.
Best of both worlds. We used a slot, but we didn't let you cast the spell.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, it did it that time. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay. And then attacked, but not hit. I think I'm gonna use up my inspiration.
Inspiration, okay.
Attack.
They rolled a 4.
Oh, jeez.
And you
That's a
roll
little
3.
worse.
All right, I guess the dice are telling the story. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
ready
you-
to attack air elementals.
You appear on the ship, and not only is this creature like nothing you've ever seen, but the ship itself is all like, still creaking and rocking back and forth, and it's all a bit chaotic up there.
All right, that'll do for me.
Do you not have extra attack yet?
I do not, because that didn't go the extra levels of
Pesky wizard levels?
fighter.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. We've got one of these creatures, which it is going to attempt to just whirl into your space pie. Not attempt, it does. And you find yourself kind of surrounded by swirling winds that have these like glowing eyes. And it's going to force you to make a strength saving throw. Let's see if Jesus.
I'm starting to believe.
Dude has got some serious main character energy over here. I swear to goodness.
That's awesome.
I think we're all believing.
That
Oh my god.
that's a 20 on the dice.
Yeah. Holy crap. All right. Let's see. So let's see if that saved. Okay. So you attempt to basically, you do hold your ground as the winds just threaten to like surge and kind of knock you around. And you take half damage, half of this thunder damage, as this loud booming and crashing, and it just sounds like you're in your own localized storm all of a sudden. But all it does is just kind of sexily like billow your hair and clothes around.
Oh.
The rest of you are like, geez. But you do take 13 thunder damage even after the success. I rolled pretty damn good on that damage. Jeez.
Thinking elementalist.
Yeah.
I pushed somewhere.
You're not pushed because you made the save,
Okay.
but you do take half damage. So
Got it.
hence why you stay in the ground and it just kind of billows all your stuff. Darryl, you have finished rowing. You've got the grappling hook in play, or Kazra's got a grappling hook in place, and you've got giant flying tornado creatures.
Ooh, I could dual wield paddles, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna use the grappling rope, and if Kazra's got a shield still on her back from doing that, I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, love. I'm gonna climb up her shield and get on the rope to get up on the boat." See Pi having a good time. Oh god. There, and I'm gonna start stabbing away at it with a pike. I'm just gonna roll. So first attack, 24.
Hey, first attack from Darryl is a solid hit.
I should have said I'll do savage. I'm gonna try and just do savage attack every first one to just see, but I imagine that's probably better. So take the 14
Okay.
because it's you roll 2 and you take the higher.
So Darryl,
and then I swing again.
as you stab at this creature, you obviously stabbed at many a creature before, and you can kind of tell that it's like, doing full damage. And with this thing, you definitely can tell that you are somehow dealing damage to it. You're wounding it, but it's not dealing as much damage as you know that you should be doing.
I'm like parting the smoke in an area, and it's like separating a little bit. Just start waving the thing around instead. Swing it again. 23.
3 will hit though. You're definitely connecting.
10.
Okay.
And then after swinging around, just bring around the back end of it as I am a pole arm master.
Mm.
Hit it with the what's it called, pole strike. All right, hit it with the back end. Why is that only a 4 to attack? It should be +7 as well, so I don't know why it's +4, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, and we've got the net in his first combat round.
I didn't even go reckless. And so the back end works really well.
Apparently so.
But that's me as I'm wildly swinging this pole arm around and separating the mist around. But that will be my turn.
For funsies, I'll say that the crit will do full damage.
Ooh. Hit him with the blunty end.
Yeah. All right, Pi, it's very loud all of a sudden where you are. Just like winds whipping around, and it literally feels like you're being in a small thunderstorm that's all around you.
What? So he. Sorry. So I couldn't.
Yeah.
I could not do it. Going to cast Hunter's Mark on this one, which means I now know everything about it.
All right.
Uh,
The heads-up display like comes up and gives you all the information as you magically determine your which for your non-divine character is like you like pull out, what do we determine, like trading cards or something?
no, there are notes on the inside of the shield.
Inside of the shield,
It's
yes.
it's like a DM's guide that's Isbin's already filled out.
The most
My
broken
DM screen is already.
weapon in the game is the information sheet. Yep. You're like, all right, this looks like a air. Oh yeah, right there, air elemental. Okay. So the air elemental is capable of flight, deals thunder damage. You've already seen its kind of special attack, which is it can try to knock people away with a big thunderous kind of explosion. You note that it is resistant to basic weapon attacks, so bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. You also know that it's resistant to lightning damage, although oddly not immune to lightning. It is, however, immune to poison, and it is immune to thunder, as well as a lot of obvious conditions, such as trying to grapple it, or poison it, or knock it prone, or restrain, and all that good stuff. You would know these are pretty beefy creatures as well, something definitely to be feared. In fact, there's 2 of them, has you quite worried.
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, shit," and stabs it with his rapier. 'Cause that's all I got. Yeah, it's 22.
Oh, that's all you got, but you guys are just nailing these attacks. Yeah, 22 will hit.
And he has taken damage, so I do have Hunter's Mark and Colossus Slayer turned on
True.
for 16. So I don't know if just half of the piercing and the other 5 goes. I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know if it specifies that it deals. Usually they deal the same damage as the weapon type, but if it says otherwise, I will.
Just says oh, you know what it does, because it says the weapon deals an extra 1d8 damage,
Okay.
which the weapon obviously would do the same thing it normally does. That's for Colossus Slayer, so that is the d8, and the d6 is from Hunter's Mark, which the wording there is not really accessible to me. Let's see. Oh no, that's 1d8. I'm sorry, that's a 1d6 of force damage.
Oh, it's force damage.
Which it's a 1 anyway. So the 1d6
that's true.
is,
Yeah. Is the 1d6 the Hunter's Mark or the other one?
1d6 is Hunter's Mark.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's good to know. So
1d8.
that'll do full. Yeah.
Yeah, the 4 and the so it's half of 15 plus 1.
Gotcha.
However you rule that.
Yep.
And then of course he is vexed.
Got to get that advantage.
So I get the sweet advantage on the next one.
Yeah, you do.
Now he goes below 20.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. The universe is listening, even though I can't hear shit right now.
Oh, you can't
Okay.
hear. What? It is
Ooh.
definitely going to be a 21, I think. Oh my
And that looks
goodness.
like it's half
That's-
a 20.
Is
I
that like
don't
15?
think does the Hunter's Mark hit twice?
You think we know
No,
this
you
by
don't
now.
get the
Once-
Colossus again.
Just once per round, right?
Yeah, I
Hunter's
don't
Mark
get
is
the
every
Colossus.
hit.
Actually, you're right. I don't
Or
get
did
the
they change
Colossus.
it in the 24?
We should know this by now. One of them, I think, is only once a turn.
Hunter's Mark is once.
Is
Hunter's
once
No,
Mark
not
is
Hunter's
once
Mark.
a
Sorry.
turn.
Colossus Slayer.
Colossus Slayer is once
They're
per.
all Hunter things.
I think all of those are only once.
Let's assume yes until further notice. So 12.
Cool in
12
my
on the
favor.
second one.
We can look that up real quick, but yeah, let's see.
You get the 12 and the 5. You don't get the 8.
Okay, so Hunter's Mark can go off every attack.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Which is that was the force damage. That one actually does full.
Yep.
Okay, so we're looking at 6 and 5 is 11. All right. That's still pretty good damage. I mean, that's
And then can I
Near
try
max
to
damage.
move? Can I step
you
out of the whirlwind or no?
you can, yeah. There's no
Okay,
actual
fine.
rules about it, so you find that it's creating this effect, but you can
I
move
assumed
through
that
it.
where I was like in it.
Yeah.
And I would like to attempt to like take one step back and kind of be out of it.
You can, yeah, and you're still within its reach, so it's not even attack of opportunity, anything like that.
Right. Okay. That's something.
All right. The other one will do the same thing to Rickard. It will just kind of envelop your space and force you to make a strength save. It's just kind of normally it's kind of a little tornado. When it does this effect, it like suddenly like its whole body just whips around and becomes a violent tempest. Yay! I'm so excited to yeet you off the ship. Ooh, boy.
Oh.
24 thunder damage. And you all see Rickard get flung 20 feet straight away from the elemental. And have the prone condition, which 20 feet is pretty fucking far.
Hopefully it's in the water
10,
and not on
15.
the beach.
Ooh. You know what? You can give me... Well, say it's in the water. And if you're falling into water, you can give me a reaction to make either an athletics or acrobatics check to have the falling damage, which would only be about 10 feet, so 1d6. But you can give me, if you want to use your reaction, to make an acrobatics or athletics check as you are flung into the water. Okay.
Now I get the good rolls.
Ah, you get the good roll. Yeah, where's that roll a second ago? So you take 2 falling damage as you get flung into the violent water, but it is right by the beach, so it's pretty shallow. In fact, I'd say it's probably knee-high right there, if anything. But,
Knee-deep.
Enough water to help break the fall. Kazra.
Okay, so Kazra starts climbing up the rope, and you said it's difficult terrain to get up the rope?
If you don't have a climb speed, yeah. But there's no check involved.
Yeah. So there's, let's see, 20 to get up to there, and then another 10 to get from that block to there because difficult terrain through a creature, right? Then she's...
Sure. I don't remember the specific rules on that one.
Okay. And at that point, she's going to swing at number 2 with her new axe.
New
Ooh.
axe. Ooh, you feel that a 14 would not quite hit, and the axe is upset about this.
Oh, she is going to use her point of inspiration.
The axe isn't mad, but it is
to
disappointed.
reroll that.
Oh no! Alright, now the axe is mad.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that damage. But then she's going to take a second attack at the same one.
There we
Okay,
go.
that's more like it.
25.
And so she does 14 on that.
Are we attacking number 1 or number 2?
And number 2.
Okay.
And yeah, it can't be knocked prone, so it doesn't matter about the topple.
That is correct.
And she's going to say, okay, everyone just stay around me and I'll try to protect you. And yeah, that's the end of her turn.
Until she gets hit, and she will fuck you up. Elyas.
Okay, well, Elyas was literally on the very end of the boat because all the rear ends were in the back. And so when everybody jumps off, the boat kind of tips way to the front. So he says, screw that. And he jumps off up on the beach.
Yeah.
So he doesn't go toppling in. And he is going to, let's see if I can do this. Cast Ray of Frost. And let's see, how did you do this? So, since he rolled less than a 10, he is going to use his feature and trait of Magical Balance, which will change that 7 to a 10, so it's a 17 to hit.
17 would hit, yes.
All right. So we're going to do that. Damage to creature number 1. Magical cold damage, and its movement is reduced by 10 feet.
Now you made it a blizzard.
5, 10, 15, 25, and he's going to move all the way up to here and end his turn.
Okay. The cold damage does do full damage to it. Rickard, I think only Kazra can tell that you've been knocked into the water. They can tell you're not up here anymore. Can tell you've been knocked in the water, but you are, as I said, only probably knee high. You're very near the beach, so it's probably just knee deep or something water right here. Technically, you were knocked prone, so you get to have the fun effect of just like having to come up, or if you don't want to come up, it's fine. But you're like in the face first in the water.
Comes up with his hair all swoosh back.
Graceful exit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really was. There's something I'm not finding on my sheet. But okay. He's gonna stand up and wade back up onto the beach. I'm gonna use second wind to plus. Oh yay, 3 more.
Oh boy.
And then kind of, slinging the water off his hands and try and get a spark in his hand to shoot a firebolt at number 1.
Make it a fire tornado. 14 does not quite hit though.
Oh, all right then. That'll do it for me.
Let's see. Back creature. Let's see if we can get our thing back. I'll do that publicly. I cannot. So instead, it will be forced to slam a jam. I believe Darryl was the one that was beating up on it most recently. So it is going to turn around to you, Darryl. You see these just glowing eyes of this creature. You're not quite sure if it's malevolent or just sentient, or either way, it's got eyes, and that's not right. And attempts to just slam forward with its full force of its body and wind into you with a sonic attack. Oh, I can also roll over 20.
Oh, yeah.
For 16 thunder damage.
Nice.
And it will attack again. Whoops, for 10 thunder damage. And all this sounds like just rumbling of a storm, except right next to you. And it is your turn.
Beautiful. As I've been pounded on the head, the helmet smacking down on it, all this blood starts pouring down my face. Like Dragon Age style, just lots of blood. I'm like, well, now you've just got me mad. Going to rage. I don't have button handy, so I've just used that. I'll deal with that in a sec. And then I'm going to recklessly attack at this bugger. So, get myself advantage. Time to poke. First roll. Is that... Did I hit the damage?
Yeah,
I hit the damage. I apologize. I hit the wrong bit. Like a noob.
There we go.
22 to hit.
Yep.
I'll do my savage attacker to take the 11. Yep. I will also use, because I reckless my Berserker feature to... far out. I'm struggling with 2024 as well.
It's a common refrain.
It is the Frenzy, which is this one. When I attack with that, the first one, I can roll a number of d6s equal to my rage bonus damage, which is another 2d6.
Oh, yeah, they made Berserker viable now.
Better. Another 9, so it's
better.
20 in total for that first hit.
Wow.
And then...
Despite its
keep
resistances, the creature is getting pretty beat up.
Groaning, grunting, swinging crazily.
Reckless helps there.
15.
Wow.
And then, as I know, the best bit is the... Oh, wait, no, I raged, so I don't have my bonus. But that'll do me.
Okay. To your satisfaction, the creature does appear far diminished. And you think that some of its noises might be pain versus thundering blasts. Pi.
First Pi unmutes.
Pi is
Alright,
muted.
here we go. Hits him. Hits number 2 again.
Yes.
24?
Yes.
With 8. So I guess half a 10 plus 2.
Yes. That looks right.
And then with the Vex turned on, this one actually is with advantage. Poorly. Hold still.
3 and a 2.
That's it. Yeah, that's fine. It happens.
It does.
That's my turn.
Alright, the other one will also try to recharge. Come on, you bastards. Aha! Aha! Alright, this one's surging with new strength. Will immediately enter the space of both Pi and Kazra. And surge its body forward, and the winds whip around you, forcing both of you to give me strength saving throws. I feel like you actually want Kazra to fail this to get her out of the way after she goes crazy. Beautiful. Unless luck is involved here. I don't know if that involves saving throws. But,
I don't saving throws. Let's see.
I think you can do it for any detoning test.
Yeah. I'll definitely burn one.
Inspiration also could... Ooh, all the rolls are...
I'll burn a luck point too.
I'm also going to burn inspiration as another one.
Oh my, God.
My goodness.
It is not meant to happen. You will get eaten off this
balanced.
ship. Alright, Pi, despite your best efforts at planting your feet, you are blasted for 19 thunder damage and knocked clear off the ship.
Okay.
20 feet away, we'll say just straight left. And same thing, you can give me a reaction to avoid taking an extra 10 feet of falling damage. Or not to avoid, to have...
Athletics? Or...
athletics or acrobatics. Okay, you take 1 extra damage. As you are flung that way. And Kazra, you take 9 damage, I believe, half damage, and you are not knocked around. But that does count as taking damage,
Okay, I'll give the roll.
which I believe.
It's wisdom, right?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Just for she goes the other way. No,
She
doesn't
made
go at all.
she made the save, so she does not
Stays on the boat.
Stays
with
on the
bad guys.
boat, which is yeah, that might actually not be too bad for you all.
Darryl, jump off the back.
Kazra rolled a 1. Now, would you use your new feature?
At this point, she is not like really sure of it, so I think she's going to actually just let it happen.
Okay.
Just let it happen.
Well, you might not think there's anything wrong with this either. You're just like, I just need to kill these guys and I'm going crazy now. So
Now there's 2 berserkers on the boat.
oh my goodness. This is gonna get a bloody mess. And it is your turn next. So I believe with the axe, Kazra is officially in the berserk state. Which if I while you take your turn, I'll remind everybody what that does.
Like 6 hit points.
Okay. She's going to swing at the one that attacked her. 19 and 21.
Both of those will hit. So the rules are you must use your action each round to attack the creature nearest to you with the axe, including making extra attacks, and including moving to attack the next nearest creature after you fail your current target. If multiple targets, you attack one at random, and you are berserk until you start your turn with no creatures within 60 feet of you that you can see or hear. Holy shit.
Okay. Then first attack that hits, I'm going to use the Savage Attacker on that one. Okay, so 13. Then the second attack is 11, so total of 24.
All right.
And how it appears to her is she just starts going, "Oh my god, my brother's here too! I'm gonna get you this time, Jaren." And she's just swinging her axe wildly inside this tornado.
What?
Yeah, thankfully it might not look too different to literally anybody else. They might not even be able to tell what's going on. So this is another interesting case where the entire feature may be hidden to the rest of the party. Elyas.
Well, Elyas is going to shoot at that thing again with Ray of Frost. And we'll burn another one of his balances for a 17.
17 will hit.
Yep. And I'm going to do, 14 points of cold damage to number 1.
Almost max damage.
And you
You suddenly feel very cold, Kazra. The storm around you gets a little chillier.
he's going to move up to here and call it a day.
All right. Rickard.
You doing all right, Rickard?
Feeling a little rough. I mean, it's not a great showing before. I think we're going to do the same thing again. I need to recover some hit points. I'm going to try that second win. Follow up with.
All right, fighters get a couple of those.
Yeah.
Even a level 1 fighter has? Oh my gosh.
Yep.
It's like equal to your proficiency bonus, right?
Think so, yeah.
That's crazy. That's like a must-have dip.
If you roll better than what he's rolling, it helps, though.
Does.
Okay, well,
There we go. That
there
should
you
be
go.
a lot.
Firebolt will hit. 21. Oh, wow.
At number 1.
Yeah, the elemental damage doing full damage to these creatures. That one is now in a bloodied state. It's been weakened.
Like fire and ice.
Mm-hmm. This one will work on... Now, does Reckless Attack work the same where now it gets advantage on you? Beautiful. Alright, let's do some advantage attacks on the Barbarian with Thunderous Slam. Can only imagine how painful that's going to be. 26. It's going to deal 12 thunder damage, and unfortunately, I don't think the Barbarian Rage, does it reduce thunder damage?
Nope.
No, alright.
Only physical at the moment.
Only physical.
Now, yeah.
And, man, these rolls, I didn't even need the advantage, I think.
It hit either way. So
Yeah.
It's fine.
For 15, how we doing, Darryl?
I'm bloodied.
Oh, jeez.
Actually.
Yeah. The good news is the creature itself is also still looking pretty bad shape, but it is your turn now.
These two friends are friends, standing next to each other, and I can make out Kazra calling out something about needing a brother. So the pike, slam it into the boat, pull out a halberd, squeeze around if I can. Can I stand like over? Oh, sorry, I should ping it first. Can I stand like here?
Yes.
One leg on the balustrade,
Sure.
precariously ready to get flung.
Yep.
Let's do that all together. I'm going to swing in here. Now I've got my halberd out, and I'm going to recklessly swing at the 2, as that's halberd's mastery of cleave. But I'll do reckless. Do the first one. Okay, and to the first one, I'll do my frenzy attack as well.
Okay.
So that's 12, and where are you on this stupid thing? I'm just going to roll it on here, it's just easier. Bonk. Alrighty, so that's 19 in total to... Actually, I forgot to do my savage on there. Nope, it's still 19 in total to the first one.
Okay.
And then the second one, when you do cleave, you get 2. Hang on, where's cleave? I'll link it. When something's within 5 feet of the one that you're attacking, you can roll again against that, but you just don't add your ability modifier.
Nice.
So I will swing recklessly through this one and hit the second one. It would be 20 to hit the second one.
Yep.
And it's just a D10 plus my rage, so it'd be 4 damage.
Okay.
That's attack 1, sorry.
Nice.
Attack 2, I'll
Sweeping
swing. This
attack.
thing's still standing? Wisping?
It is. It's looking pretty bad shape, though.
Alright. Recklessly again. 22. And that is 15 damage on that one.
You bring your halberd around for a second strike, and you manage to... You think you hit right where its eyes are, and the creature doesn't make a sound, but all of a sudden the winds just kind of stop and die down and then just disappear.
Alrighty. And then with the back end, I'll swing at the remaining one with the bunt, which is also recklessly. 26
So
on
yeah.
that one. 8 damage.
All right.
And that will do me. I might just get my butt off the ballast and take the spot that's freed up there. Right next to Kazra.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? That's me, but
All right,
Did you
Pie.
add blood to your portrait?
no. Yes.
Oh, it doesn't do it. You just did it on this.
On the fly. It's like during combat, wasn't it?
That's fantastic.
That is
It's,
freaking awesome.
Real-time
swim
damage.
speed plus climbing speed. I can get from where I am back to where I was.
By all means, the DM invites you to come right next to Kazra and the air elemental. Absolutely.
I mean, she's in the swirling thing. I can't tell. There's snow and then there's fire.
Yeah, that's true. You're constantly
It's all
being
swirling around.
shot by things. And I imagine the whole thing changes colors for a second and like the temperatures flare. Yeah.
I only got a 13 intelligence, so like, what am I gonna do?
Hey, you've got the whole sheet in front of you, or you got the stat blocks.
Dude, you're only a point off from being in Mensa.
So I swing at it for 20.
20's gonna hit. Yep.
And this one's got damage taken.
Oh, yeah.
Move the hunter's mark to this one. Rock and roll. So a half of 17 plus 1.
Okay. It's looking pretty beat up. Very,
Then
very beat up,
do
I
it
would say.
do it again.
That's gonna
This
hit also.
time, Class of Slayer off. And damage. So half of 11 plus 3.
Okay. This is
Then,
fun with math.
that is it.
Okay. You
kinda
feel like this
Hanging
creature
out,
it's
hanging out with my friends up here.
almost got it. Oh man, come on. No. Okay. It is got a target-rich environment, but clearly has you two there. Let's see if my token fate does work. I wonder if my macros are broken, because I cannot get that to work. Alright, so instead we're going to say a 1 is Pi and a 2 is Kazra. So attack Kazra twice. That's Thunderous Slam. Does a 21 hit you for 12 thunder damage? And then, boy, these creatures are not missing. Holy moly. And it's going to slam you again with 14 thunder damage as you just feel giant booms and blasts shaking all around. And you don't like that, Kazra. It's your turn. Now, it does say that if you have multiple possible targets, you attack one at random.
Would you say that the air elemental is closer to me though, because it's kind of surrounding me right now?
Pie's short too. Like, can you even see me? Like, I don't know.
Here's what I'm gonna do for you for that. We're gonna have you roll a 1d4. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you attack the air elemental. If you roll a 3, you attack Pi. If you roll a 4, you attack Darryl. So you have a greater chance of targeting the air elemental. All right. So you can attack the air elemental with your berserk roll. Attack roll.
Yep. Here's the first one.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
that is
goodness.
a
Oh!
That's a crit. Amazing.
I'm going to use the Savage Attacker on that one. There,
Oh,
that's
boy.
a little bit better. Is it still up?
With that giant blast, you absolutely destroy what was left of this tornado creature.
And now for her second attack.
the axe is not sated. There are enemies abound. And Pi, you're
Yeah,
like
she's
looking
gonna-
over, getting ready to like fist bump her or something, and she is not
Yeah,
looking
she
right.
is like pretty much foaming at the mouth right now. And she's like, oh my god, he's here and there and everywhere. And she swings at, I guess, 1 or 2 Pi, 3 or 4 Darryl. Pi.
Oh, Pi.
So she swings at Pi.
Pi's pretty tanky though. Can we? All right. There's a part of Kazra
That-
there somewhere.
That's a miss.
Yeah, but you do see
Yeah,
her coming
and-
at you, Pi, like for real, and she looks very strange in the eyes.
And then after that, I'm going to have her use her her
Action surge.
Yeah, action surge.
Let's go.
Why not? She'll
You saved
use
it for the-
that.
Diabolical.
And let's see. The next attack is going to go against Pi, and the last attack will go against Darryl.
Oh,
so
boy.
these two
You get
attacks.
advantage against me.
Ooh, the fumble against... Somehow she, back there in the mind, she does not want to attack Pi.
So
That's hilarious.
Pi,
Right over the top of his head.
Yep.
and then
Make
Darryl.
sure you see.
Oh!
You get advantage, so roll again.
Was almost a fumble crit.
Oh, okay.
It was. Almost a run in a 19.
Okay, so she hits Darryl for 14.
7.
And then on top of that, she's going to use Second Wind to get another 7 hit points back. And that's the end of her turn.
All right, Elyas. I don't even know how to describe this to you, but you're pretty sure there's no more air monsters on the ship, and yet you've seen, from your point of view, because they're, up on the, I don't know, a higher, they're visible for you to be able to see, and you think you can just see Kazra still swinging away, so you're not sure if there's still a monster up there or a threat. It's very strange, but if the rest of the people on the boat want to give some quick... I won't let you have a whole conversation, but maybe some quick context to what's happening, you can.
Well, I look up. Everything good up there?
It's happening.
All right. So he runs over to Rickard, and he will utilize his... Where is it?
Massage oils.
Yeah, the massage oil.
Massages
I'm
tenderly.
going to go to my inventory and going to use a healer's kit, which means, Rickard, you can use...
He just stabs you in the neck with a syringe. Like, this is going to make you feel better.
Yeah. Okay, so my features and traits, if I go to... Where's the Healy one? The Healy one.
Is that the one where they get to roll a hit dice or something?
Healer. He can utilize a hit die plus our proficiency bonus to heal.
All right. Plus your proficiency bonus?
Yeah, it's the same as yours, so it'll be a plus whatever your hit die plus 3 is. So
Does the axe know about opportunities of attack? Or
How does it feel?
Kazra does.
okay.
Gosh, do not ask Rickard to roll healing D10s. It's not
Apparently
happening.
yeah.
So that just burns your D10 hit die heal. So
I have no idea.
you have to click short rest. It's really not very intuitive on that.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, now I'm going to click this and it's going to roll it. Yep.
It just says you have to take the attack action. It does not say you have to do second wind and
Cast Meteor Swarm and Disintegrate
She
and
just
Banish.
hates you specifically.
also doesn't mention attacks of opportunity
True.
directly. I'm just saying.
He's looking at his shield going, wait a minute, I've never heard of this. This is some bullshit. Ispen never came across this. You didn't tell me, Ispen. At the end of the round, those of you still on the ship find yourself momentarily frozen in place. And Elyas and Rickard, you see... I feel like I have to sneeze. Okay. You see coming out from, kind of hurrying from a nearby cave is an elf wearing distinctly black robes and holding a hand steady and calls out, "Oh, there!" in common. State your purpose here. And I think before we deal with this, why don't we all take a break? Take about a 10-minute break. And we will return to this situation. Alright, I think we're coming back from our break time. Which you all have just, I was going to say, gotten through. Technically, you're kind of still in a fight because of Kazra's current state. However, as I mentioned, the three of you on the boat find yourselves kind of magically frozen in whatever you were doing last. While this other character, this elf wearing dark robes, has approached and is basically turned to Rickard and Elyas mainly because you're closer, and is basically saying, what are you up to?
So I'm going to infer, since he has on black robes, that he is a wizard of the Tower of High Sorcery that follows Nuatari. So I'll hold my hand up and say, "Greetings, brother, from the mainland. We saw the elven ship, and I forget whatever the name of it is, I'll call it out, and came to seek and deliver assistance, and we just fought off 2 air elementals. Are you in need of assistance?"
He kind of pinches the bridge of his nose. Yes, those are the guardians of the ship, designed to fend off any would-be intruders.
And I look a little sheepish, and my cheeks go red. And well, you'll have to show me that spell, and I can possibly replace
I'm sorry,
them.
who are you? Yes?
Elyas Starglow, and he points over and introduces Rickard. And those 3 idiots are my companions. And Valoon, my little fox, steps around, meow, and says hi to him.
I am Dalamar. You've seem to have conquered my ship then. Is it spoils you're after?
No, Dalamar, we're here to get information on the dragon armies. Well, hopefully we find ourselves on the same side.
Roll an insight check. Meanwhile, you can tell he's doing something to keep the other 3 in place. You can tell he's concentrating on some spell. The rest of you find yourselves just magically held. You can tell that when you say dragon army, he definitely reacts to that. And that seems to catch his attention. Says, where did you say you were from again?
My hometown is Vogler. We were attacked by the dragon armies, and our town was destroyed, and we escaped to Kalaman and did a few jobs for the council.
Yes. I don't need the whole life story, sir. Is that near here? Is that near here? That sounds familiar.
Yes, south of here, and unfortunately, Lord Soth attacked and destroyed our council and reclaimed some ancient artifact from the catacombs of the castle that was there. We have no idea what he was after. We had to destroy one of his abominations to escape with our lives.
I see. And these ones, are they all right? That one over there feels like she's still trying to murder everyone.
Yeah, she gets a little... Her pain is getting a wad every once in a while, and we just let gravity take care of that. I'm trying to remember the wizard that we talked to in the with the black robes and Kalaman. Yeah,
Wyan.
Why? And I say we just met with Wyan a couple of days ago. In the apothecary at Kalaman.
Yes, that name does sound familiar. I suppose you do look decently like wizards, and seem like you must be of some power if we're able to best these guardians of the ship. I'm gonna take you all out of combat, but he does drop whatever spell is holding you all in place. So Kazra, I don't know if you're still in a berserk state or if that's calmed down because of the spell. But you feel that kind of snap out of you for a moment, at least just enough to have that effect wear off. But Pi and Darryl, you definitely both saw that up close and personal.
I felt that.
Yeah.
I do have to say, out of character, I'm fanboying because Dalamar is actually an NPC right now.
Yeah. There's a few that they're able to use here, and that's definitely one of them. I like that you just immediately started like nervously spilling your guts to it too. Telling everything that happened up to the point. It says, well, you are here because of the destruction of your homeland, then?
Yes.
What do you hope to find here in this wasteland?
We're on a reconnaissance to find out what information and how far the dragon armies have. We're assuming that they moved south through the area.
We have seen some patrols about, although not this far south. That is concerning that they've reached even further. And so the three of you on the ship, you do feel that spell is lifted. It says, I am surveying this area for ancient ruins, which this area is particularly known for, and what we've came to seek. I think I know that there aren't any here, and he gestures around to this beach. And I imagine, and he points to all the ships out at sea, you tuck your ship here as I did, because it's a nice cove for storing a ship. Well, I won't stop your people from coming ashore. I don't own this land. I do know whether there's some interesting sights, however. Perhaps we can help one another.
Please.
You note that he doesn't feel the least bit guilty that half of you are extremely wounded from this endeavor. Says, yes, well, you might want to grab a short rest first, but my people's camp is about a day's travel from here, up the coast. I can actually take you there, if you'd like. It'll take some time for your people to disembark, anyway.
That would be greatly appreciated, Dalamar.
Yes, and who are the rest of your crewmates?
He calls everybody over and introduces them one by one. This is Pi, our ranger. This is Kazra, our shield maiden. This is Darryl.
You know my brother.
I don't know who your brother is, but I'm going to say no.
Okay, I just figured you had the same robes as him, so you might know him, but, you know, he was here just a minute ago. Didn't you guys see him?
No.
Weird.
And this last gentleman is Darryl Kerrigan. He is from my hometown that was destroyed by fire.
I am all too familiar with the destruction of homeland and the galvanized motivation that produces. We can talk more along the journey. It's not as dangerous this far along the coast, I've noted. But he does suggest all of you still grab a quick short rest since you are in bad fucking shape. Also, you've got the Fargab, and you can radio back to... who do we think? I guess Rukeldust probably has the other end, or unless you wanted to give it to somebody else, but...
That or Darrett, probably.
Darrett, yeah. Yeah, Darrett can communicate. We'll say Rukeldust probably wears it, but as soon as she starts talking, he'll, like, gently, like, grab the actual... calm and be able to directly chat with you all. And but he'll radio in and say, like, I think we saw like there was some kind of storm or something on the ship. Is everyone okay?
Darryl has the
Oh,
machine.
around.
Look at Pi.
Oh, I'll hold it out for somebody else to talk, not my.
I'm just carrying this thing. I'm not going to talk to it.
I'm just the carry boy.
Somebody reply to Darrett. Everybody's too busy resting.
Hey there, this is Green Shield.
Drink
Green
this
Shield.
protocol.
Yeah.
Okay, Kazra takes and goes, "Hi, Darrett. How are you doing?"
Oh dear.
Hey, Kazra. Everybody okay out there?
Oh
Look
yeah,
like-
we're fine, especially now that you've called.
Is it safe to bring the ships up?
Oh yeah, it's plenty safe. There's this nice guy here that said that he didn't know my brother, but it's fine.
Guy? What guy? Who's the guy?
Oh, he's an elf guy. He has like hair and stuff.
An elf guy with hair. Okay.
And stuff.
And stuff. Okay. And that's okay for us to approach, yes?
Oh yeah, he's plenty good. We already killed his heir.
Killed his heir.
Both of them.
Both his heir is gone. There's no more heir. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and bring the ships in now.
Okay, see you soon, Darrett. I can't wait to see ya.
Yep. So they start approaching. Dalamar looks mostly annoyed at having his air elementals destroyed. It says,
Oops.
in fact, he motions for you all to get off the ship. And as you do that, he kind of waves his hands and mutters some more incantations. And you see the anchor rise up out of the ship. The sails unfurl. And a wind seems to pick it up and reverse the ship while nobody's on it. And he says, the ship knows its way around this area pretty well. I, however, am through emptying my stomach over the railing and prefer real ground beneath my feet. It's a pretty easy jaunt to get back to the camp from here. I'm
Darryl
sure you
sprints
all
to
would-
go get the rowboat. Whoa,
Oh,
whoa, 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 wait, wait.
Yeah. It's still attached on there. Oh, yeah. I'm sure you all don't mind a little bit of walking.
Pull out water skin and toss it to the elf.
He nods and he sniffs it a few times and then takes a swig.
We share some beef jerky.
He does ask a lot of, as you all start, which he doesn't want to wait around for the ships to even come in. He's already leaving. He's like, "Well, Sure, we can make it back soon. May have to camp there or something. It might take a better part of a day of travel.
I cast a message to Darrell and say, we're going to check out a lead. We'll be back as soon as we can.
Okay.
Message is pretty short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is in like distance.
Yeah, 120 feet. He's probably within that range.
Yeah, at some point they get pretty decently close, but you guys can start to... Again, it takes a long time for them to start, like, unloading the ships and getting them in place, anchor, and start taking boats down. But otherwise, this place does look like it's a decently safe place to make an initial camp, at least, and Dalamar seems to confirm that. He scouted out, or at least he says his people have scouted out this area pretty well, and this region on the eastern side seems to not have as much danger. But he does explain about the tide, I guess. He probably calls it the tide. And how it does seemingly has a mind of its own and comes in full blast, and it is quite dangerous. And he says that his people, because of that, have put their campsite up on a plateau to avoid any danger floods. The journey to his encampment is northwest, kind of along the coast. And does seem to take the better part of the day, but during that whole time, he asks pointed questions about the Dragon Army and the events of Vogler and Kalaman.
And I give him as much information as I can. As a fellow wizard, I would.
Yeah.
Even though he has black robes, I understand that there's no animosity between colors, and it's all about just personal, philosophical understandings of nature and magic. So there's no ill regard between Elyas and Dalamar, or at least from Elyas towards Dalamar. So
yeah, he seems a bit more forthcoming, or not forthcoming, but willing to work with you all. Even though you met under, suspicious circumstances. But he's kind of warmed up to you all. But he warns about the area, and then, like I said, he's constantly asking questions about the Dragon Army, and sort of asking if any of you want to talk about yourselves, you can. He doesn't particularly ask about you all personally wise. He's more asking about like world events and things that have happened.
I can see Kazra chomping at the bit to tell all about everything.
Oh yeah, she just starts going off about everything that's happened since she first went to Vogler.
Yeah, just constantly. He seems to... He doesn't treat you rudely, but he also doesn't like ask like follow-up questions. Like he's not being like the most active listener, I guess. But isn't necessarily like glower or cut you off either.
And Elyas, I don't know what all he knows, but he tells him about the vision that he had in Vogler when they were interrogating the one about possible corrupted dragonlands that created the Draconis, and the dragon army leader, the female with white hair and one eye.
Mm-hmm.
Chats about her and the Northern Waste, the City of Lost Names, and the Night of Salamir. I guess would have been the one that we had to destroy in the basement.
Give me another insight check. Again, I'm not used to PCs being so like warming up to NPC and giving all the information. He kind of nods at everything that you say. As you mentioned this, the phrase "City of Lost Names," you definitely see a flicker of either interest or recognition or something else cross his face, but he clearly tries to kind of downplay that, just kind of nod along with everything else. And as you again, have been kind of marching along this area. You get kind of a feel for the area, but it's kind of tricky because they're still on the very edge near the coast. But you can definitely see how it's more very canyony wastelands. A lot of rocky outcroppings. You do see what look like the plateau kind of comes up. You think is like next to what look like some very small ruins, although there's barely anything remaining there. Which does look like a good place to settle a camp. And as you go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. When he sees the reaction to the City of Lost Names, he probes a little bit, and he says, "Can you tell me?" Soth had mentioned to this aberration that he'd created that when he killed us, he was to meet Soth at the location where um, his betrayal was finalized, where he lost his honor. Does that make any sense, or do you know historically about that?
He kind of smiles and says, I think that our interests may be aligned in this region, which is why I am bringing you to my encampment and to speak with our leader. Perhaps let me do the talking. He is not as willing to work with others as I am.
And I get a sense that he's probably a much more powerful wizard than Rickard or I are. Would that be an accurate statement?
You do get that sense, yes.
I would assume that that was probably whole person that he used.
Yeah, you do get the sense.
And not time stop.
Yeah. You're not quite sure how powerful he is, but he was showing off some... And like I said, he had the elementals and stuff, so that was pretty crazy. So at the top of the plateau lies about a dozen large tents arranged in a spiral pattern, and several elves watch you all carefully, if not suspiciously, while an elderly elf, probably the oldest elf you've all seen, certainly stands up and approaches as you all approach. And the elderly man, elvish man, he starts speaking in Elvish, and his tone and body language convey annoyance and suspicion. He says, Solishar Falquenin, Iarthalesh, Afarius. Do any of you speak Elvish? Elyas does. Okay.
So is Pi.
Okay.
Yeah, Rickard too.
All right. Everybody understands this. Well, I was going to whisper, but there's too many of you to bother whispering. So I'm going to say, those of you that speak Elvish translates this to basically what is the meaning of this. You were to find lost magic, not mercenaries. And Dalamar replies in Elvish, Menanthin Zilswell, Ayash Kalaman, Loratharen, Drekosoli, Ish Antroayathan. And those of you again that speak Elvish would translate that as, my apologies, Zilswell. These are from Kalaman, have been attacked by the dragon army, and are following the army's lead here. And then he switches to common. Dalamar does. And gestures to you and says, This is Zilswell, the leader of our expedition. And then the old man switches to common and says, I will speak with these, my own, though their words are like dirt on my tongue. Tell me truth. Who are you? And what you do here? And Dalamar looks a little bit nervous at having all of you suddenly have to speak directly.
Elyas bows low and says, Master, we are from Kalamar, seeking information on the dragon armies. Our hometown has been burned to the ground, and the council at Kalaman has been utterly destroyed by an undead Salamnic group raised by Lord Soth.
Roll a persuasion check, but I'll give you advantage. He frowns as you say this. He says, "Your people's problems are not my people's problems. You being here means there are others. Yes, Dalamar." And the elf just kind of nods in agreement. Says, as elsewhere there were ships bearing more of them. They may be exiles like us. And then as soon as he says that, the old man cuts him off. Says, you are in dangerous place. No place for the likes of you. You should not have brought them, Dalamar. They know our camp site here is. You bring more dangers upon our people. Dalamar says, Zelswell, I believe these people can help us. It is enough. We will have to change our camp site and make sure scouts keep track of theirs people. Make our work harder for us. Leave us. And he turns to all of you. We have no use for you here.
Oh.
Oh, wait, we just got here. We're trying to look for things. That's not fair that you're telling us to leave right now, and stop being a jerk to this guy. He was just being nice to us. And you really should apologize.
You can see the man, his frown deepens and he kind of holds his chin up. And Dalamar actually takes a few steps back and turns to all of you. And he says, he speaks quietly. He says, that's all right. I will take them back as well and inform them of the dangers of this place. That should keep the most of them away. And he does usher to all of you, but kind of gives you all a meaningful look as he does so, and just kind of ushers you away from the camp. Assuming you follow Dalamar's lead, he kind of leads you back down the path almost immediately. And once you get kind of halfway down, you could see some other elves kind of looking after you, some with curiosity and some with just more suspicion. He kind of curses in Elvish. Says, guess I shouldn't have thought that Zelswell would have a change of heart, but we are a lost people, and anger and loss, I fear, has consumed him, as it has most of us. The dragon army they've already rolled through Sylvanesti. We have lost our homeland.
Then we've got a lot more in common than you would think.
He nods, says, yes, I sense that. But Although Zelswell thinks this is a fool's errand to find magic here, I do not. I have heard of this city of lost names. In fact, it is something that we are searching for. I believe it may hold some valuable secrets and magic. If the dragon army is searching for it as well, that could be very dangerous. Now, the bad news is I have not found this lost city. This is a very big area, as you can see on your map. Puts you back on the large map screen. Yeah. The good news is I do know of 3 locations that are of similar age to the city pre-cataclysm. 2 of them, I believe, are ancient temples or shrines to the old gods. And he points these locations on your map here and here. These were recently found by our scouts, though pretty far. We haven't been able to explore them yet. The third is one that I've actually researched in Sylvanest before it was taken. And one of the reasons that we were here especially, it's a magic tower seemingly rising from the wasteland, elvish in origin. He points to the map here. That's actually where I'll be heading next.
That's E, where the magic tower is?
Yeah. He says these are deep into the wastes, and reaching them will not be easy. But I believe that by exploring these sites and plumbing them for magic, I will be able to pinpoint the location of the lost city. I can meet you here, and he points to the location at E, at the tower. And if you can report back on the other 2 sites, and then explore the tower, then I believe with my magic and with that knowledge, together we can find this lost city and hopefully be ahead of the dragon army. Because we have had some reports from our scouts of patrols in this area, deeper in the region.
Rickard, do you think this is a worthwhile venture? Or a fool's errand?
We need to find things here somewhere. I mean, this is the best lead we've got at the moment. This is what Darryl wants us to look for is leads in the area. More fascinated about the Elven Tower than the other sites, but I feel like it's worth cooperating with Dalamar.
Kazra? Pa? Darryl? Should we go to Deep Draught? It's the closest.
Follow your lead.
Then we can come back to
Yeah,
Water's Edge and then take the boats up to Marker D.
That looks dangerous.
Not much around here to catch on fire, though, is there?
These locations actually do have some cool names. I should put them on the... You're not sure if these are locations of the sites or just of the areas in general. But
Ooh, I like that.
we'll say that the map gets slightly updated. I know. As Dalamar points out these general area. You think these aren't the names of the sites, but they're the names of the general areas that they're located in.
Mhm.
But yeah, he mentions that he'll be making his way to location E. Here, the Magic Tower. Next. Although now it sounds like they've got to move their camp, so he's like, it'll take him some time to get over there. And he definitely wants to meet you all there, but he also wants you all to explore C and D locations, which he mentioned were ancient temples or shrines. And all three of these sites should predate the Cataclysm, so a couple hundred years old.
I would
The
imagine
site in the deep draft, is that within the ravines?
it appears so.
Yes.
I would imagine that Seer and Elo would be very interested in that if these are temples to the old gods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do the scouts know how often that gets flooded?
So yeah, if you ask Dalamar, he is pretty open about talking about this region, and he does mention that that is a real danger of just getting around this area, is that it can flood on a dime. Like, with almost no warning, the waters will come crashing in, and it gets super dangerous. And it says he even has reports from his scouts, because he hasn't seen this personally, that because of that, occasionally you'll find like sea creatures, or like the entire terrain suddenly becomes like giant rivers of ocean water instead of canyons. So whatever you see on the map, like, in other words, don't trust the map art for what you're necessarily seeing on any day-to-day thing, because it could literally change. But yeah, armed with that information, Dalamar, unless you have anything else you want to exchange with him, he assumes you're on board with this plan. And he kind of looks at you, Elyas, especially, and says, I know that when the times are most challenging, it is a wizard's responsibility to shine a light of whatever powers we have to combat these forces. But to find enough light to combat these forces will require great sacrifice and sweat and blood for us and our people. Are you willing to do what it takes?
Yes. New Atari guide you, brother.
I thought so. That's why I could trust in all of you the moment I saw you. Or at least the moment I saw you taking care of those elementals, in which I knew you had more power than the average vagabonds. And you get the feeling that he probably could have stopped that fight a little bit earlier, but kept it going. With that, you all are free to... You've already basically left the encampment. He's kind of talking to you outside the camp. Probably want to... At this point, it's really late. So you probably want to huff it back to the actual encampment, where you see that they are... We'll say that they've actually gone a few miles inland. So they're probably like here, where the actual army is kind of finished setting up basically a bunch of tents. And thankfully a place where, despite this inhospitable area, you all can grab a long rest. Lots of long rest this session, I realize. but it's also late. And you do note, or at least the DM is telling you, that you do not automatically get to long rest every day that you are traveling out here, if you're familiar with my kind of hex crawl travel rules. But when you are with the army encampment, that is considered a safe place where you can get a long rest. And as you guys travel, you can tell the army to kind of pick up and move. So I could probably make a separate marker would be helpful. And that way you all have kind of a little place you can return to replenish your resources. But on the other hand, maybe traveling back there might also be dangerous to go back and forth. So, but you all can enjoy the benefits of a long rest here. I'm literally writing down it's our third long rest of this session, even though obviously there's been several days have passed, but mechanically it's like the third long rest. As you all enjoy camping down there. And of course, if you tell anybody about meeting elves, a lot of folks are going to be pretty stoked about that. And want to ask a bunch of questions. Darryl obviously is asking a whole bunch of questions about this whole situation. And would be especially interested. Yeah, Rowan would definitely be. Unfortunately, Mike's not here to get a real kick out of being able to have the elves there. Darryl would definitely be interested in the lead that you got from Dalamar, basically these sites to explore, and the fact that Dalamar did seem to know about this lost city. And he thinks that he kind of agrees with what Rickard was saying earlier, which was like, this is the best lead that we have. This is actually, very fortuitous that the first, not the exact first, because you guys did have to fight air elementals, but nearly the first thing you came across was a friendly elf who could kind of help map out the region.
Definitely give that information to Darryl. Tell him to be careful with who he disseminates that information to. We don't want there to be any intercultural clashes between the races.
Yeah, and you do note that, and Darryl is aware of that as well, and it's, yeah, because there's a lot less of the blending of different races and species in this universe than the Forgotten Realms. Mm-hmm. And Darryl does think that information might make people more nervous, but also this is just a dangerous region in general, so people are going to be having their heads on a swivel. So he's not sure it's going to change things too much, but he does note that if they see other people around that aren't, clearly Dragon Army soldiers, then, don't just start attacking anybody. What do you want to tell Darryl about how you guys want to tackle things?
I guess my vote in character would be to head towards Deep Draw. Marker C would probably be the first place to go. We need more information about the old gods. And if Dalamar thinks that there's information there to be gleaned, then we should do that.
Did you want to converge with your other, what is it, special forces? You guys need a better name, by the way.
Never did quite name the party, did we? That's why I was like stumbling over special forces. Like,
you're all friends of Ispin. That's what brought you all together. You carry the green shield pie. Why don't you call yourself the Green Shields?
I hate it.
So did you say you hate it or you don't hate it?
I said I don't hate it. But that's the way that pie's like everything's about the green shield, So of course.
Green shields.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I guess for the last, he will cast augury as a ritual, and ask the question, will traveling to Deep Draught bring us any closer to understanding the mystery behind the dragon armies and the powers behind it?
Definitely have to put that spell in the chat. I don't remember how that one works.
That's the one that I made the the chart to roll, whether it's a yes, no, a yes and a no, or maybe. There's like 4 different
That's the people
outcomes.
thing.
Okay, so I can do good, and bad, or neither good nor bad.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find where
An omen about the results of a course
Magic.
of action.
where did you
plan
have
to
that
take within the
chart?
next 30 minutes. Okay, and then what was the exact the course of action was if exploring the site
Of deep draught,
in Deep Draught
C
was
would be helpful to reveal information about the powers behind the dragon armies, and would bring us closer to understanding that.
okay. Yeah, I forgot what you had mentioned.
Forget where we had put
It's been a while since we used that spell, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like number 2 or something like that.
Like back in Vogler. Yeah, I can't find it. Well, what the result that you get is a good one.
Okay.
Whatever that translates to your sign, but you can interpret that as being a step in the right direction for your query.
Okay. Well, I'll let the party know that Lunatari has blessed the bones that I rolled, and that signs are good that Deep Draught would be a favorable destination initially for our investigation in this mystery.
So Darryl agrees with that. Do you tell him to start? Because obviously they don't want to move the camp immediately, but they are kind of designed to not necessarily stay in one place forever. So given that you're looking at the map and seeing how far west and north you have to go, do you want to tell him to maybe slowly move the camp, or you want to tell him to just stay put for now? Because your Fargab works up to 18 miles. That's 3 hexes away. After that, you don't have any communication.
I tell him that I could communicate with him anywhere on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And that I would recommend that he would move the bulk of the army towards the Spires of Dawn up the coast.
Okay.
And that after we go to Deep Draught, we will meet him there.
Okay.
In like a week to 10 days or however long, because I would imagine if we march straight there and then march straight over, it's going to take at least, 5 to 6 days just of moving across the map.
Yeah, from what Dalamar was telling you, which mechanically I'll just say, it's literally the entire region for travel purposes is basically difficult terrain.
Right.
It literally takes twice as long to traverse a hex than it did in the southern area around Kalaman.
So we could normally travel 3 hexes in a day, or 2?
I think so. Yeah. Which here I'm just gonna round that as 2 hexes basically.
So it's going to take almost 4 days to get to sea.
Yeah.
Right. And then another 1, 2, 3. Another 4 days. So it's like a week if we travel there, plus however long we're in Deep Draught. So and I'm sure that
assuming nothing terrible happens that sucks up a lot of time.
Yeah, a smaller party is going to be able to move faster than a big army.
Yes, for sure.
So we could probably go there, and they could maybe go there and make sure that the Spires of Dawn are safe by the time we get there. Then maybe we could have some information.
Makes us some motorcycles.
Right.
Okay.
And yeah. I could actually cast Long Strider on everybody, and that's good for like an hour.
Ooh.
And that adds 10 feet of our movement. So even though that's not a whole lot, that's going to save us a little bit of time.
Okay.
Is it okay if Horsey comes along with us on this next leg of the trip?
Yes. Yep. You can definitely take the horse. And then, I think everybody else is staying. All the NPCs basically staying with the army at this point. They're there to help kind of resupply everybody and provide their expertise. And And they also say that they can offer any, like, if anybody has serious ailments or something, they can help with that as well. But yep, there it says that they will make their way kind of up the coastal area towards the Spires of Dawn. Be on the lookout for elves and not jack with them, basically, if they can. Which you know that going that direction, they would probably run right into the camp. So you do kind of warn them a couple times about that situation. And you all can head west and start basically taking several days' journeys towards one of these old shrines at Deep Draught. And I think that's actually going to be a good place to end this session. So, thank you to CT, Jared, John, Morgan, and Nick for playing. And thank you to all the wonderful patrons for helping make these sessions happen. Shouts to Platinum patrons, Joe, Will, Thomas, Brandon, Genocider, Roleplay Roll, Christopher, Big Nut, John, Nathan, Andrew, Stephanie, Jason, Lumpy Spuds, Ward, Email, Z, Tom, Eat the Dogs, Marcus, Snuggy, Hugo, Sasha, John, Morbid Reaver, Jello's Guy, Zim, Jesse, Dante, Sarah, How About Demnix, and Sean. And gold patrons, RPG Papercrafts, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Diddles Lounge, Drome, Nathan, Scott, Rufus, Jerry, Glenn, and Mark. Thank you all very much for your support. We'll see you next time.
Bye.